Hey guys, what up? Just wanted to jump on here on the low snap and kind of talk about why Aaron Donald hasn't been signed and why Khalil Mack is having trouble getting a contract extension from the Oakland Raiders. I honestly think it has to do with NFL teams just wanting to stockpile their offense. If you look at what Tom Brady did in the Super Bowl, he had, I think it was like over 500 yards, an amazing amount of touchdowns, incredible. He didn't end up winning, but if you look at that season, the Patriots defense wasn't that great. They still made it to the Super Bowl, and the NFL is a copycat league. I think NFL teams are just stockpiling on offense, saying, if we can hold a team on one or two possessions to field goals, we're going to win a game. And that's what counts, is winning games. I mean, if you look at all the extensions that have happened lately, it's been offensive players. Stephon Diggs signed an extension with the Cowboys recently. He hasn't had over a 1,000-yard season in the NFL. Granted, he is a great receiver, so I just assume that's system. But if you look at it, I cannot think of one defensive star who has signed a big contract this coming NFL season. Ndamukong Suh did sign for $15 million, but it was for a one-year deal with the Rams. If you look at other guys, even when I announced the offensive lineman signings of Taylor Lewan and Jake Matthews, those guys are getting huge money. And I am one of the few people that think defenders should be paid just as well. Let's look at Aaron Donald for an example. You're telling me Sammy Watkins can get paid by an NFL team for $16 million a year, but Aaron Donald can't get that? Guys, I'm going to leave it up to you. Who would you rather have for $16 million a year? I know they play different positions and everything, but just take it at face value. If you could choose one of the two players given a $16 million a year salary, who would you take? Sammy Watkins or Aaron Donald? Aaron Donald in a landslide. This is why teams need to play players. They aren't valuing defense. They aren't valuing just the games that can be won 17-14, because that's what the NFL is trying to avoid. Like if I told you there would be a Super Bowl, the final score would be 9-6, all field goals. Would you guys watch? Or if I told you the Super Bowl would be 31-28, shootout, last second score, would you guys watch? Absolutely, you'd prefer the second one. I mean, personally, I wouldn't, but a lot of people would. That's what the NFL is trying to go towards, more offensive. And if you look at a lot of the head coachings are offensive coordinators. Now, I know you have Matt Patricia in Detroit, who just signed, but you have Pat Shurmur, Matt Nagy, who also signed in Chicago. It's almost 2-1 on offensive and defensive-minded head coaches, the split. The NFL is becoming more offensive. They don't want to pay defensive players. And I think that is just completely wrong. I think the NFL is getting away from just the hard-hitting NFL. I think part of it is it's hard to evaluate defensive players now because no one knows what a good hit is. I think defensive players are being insanely undervalued. It's going to lead to a lot of holdouts. I mean, look at guys, Kenny Vaccaro, Trey Boston was just recently signed, but guys like that cannot be on the market. They are good NFL safeties, good defensive players. The NFL is becoming an offensive league. Coaches are devaluing defensive players. And I ultimately think this is going to come back and bite them. Because what was a big play in the Super Bowl? And this is another thing. The big plays in the Super Bowl, you remember, are the Philly special. That's the play everyone remembers. The play where Philadelphia tight end Trey Burton threw a touchdown pass to quarterback Nick Foles. The second play that comes to mind is the Brady strip sack. Arguably, I would say the Brady strip sack would be a more pivotal play as it happened later in the game. But I do understand the Philly special is an important play, but ultimately, defenses win championships. Now, I know they say offense wins games, which is important, but defenses close out the games. I would rather have a good defense than a good offense, and I know this was just kind of a little bit of me ranting, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would say I'd rather have a good defense than a good offense. You guys let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.